Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Abba uses anything to get our attention. That's why it's so important to always be watching, listening, paying attention. Because he's always talking to us, but we're not always listening. This just happened. I'm going to tell you something that just happened. I'm very humbled by it. And I learned something, so naturally I have to share it with all of you wonderful people. I just planted some new seeds, and actually as I was planting some seeds of plants, usually for me it's a very wonderful time, and it was a pleasant time, so don't get me wrong, but my heart was somewhere else. I was thinking, I just wasn't really happy, and just pretty serious. There's nothing wrong with being serious, but I was just thinking about stuff and not really that positively. I'll just put it that way. And what's amazing to me is that the ground was kind of hard, and so I got it a little wet, so it would be easier to plant. And I had the hose going, and while I was getting things planted, I put the water hose on some other plants to get watered while I was planting these. Anyways, don't need all those details. The thing is that I thought it was kind of weird that I was seeing water coming out the side of the house. I thought, wow, that's really strange. I've never seen that before. I wonder why that's happening. It's like, I just really kind of, in my thoughts, wasn't thinking deeply about it. Then all of a sudden it occurred to me, I thought, that's really weird. Wouldn't that be weird if it was like, if there was like water in the house and that was coming out of the house, and I thought, nah, yeah. So you can probably see where this is going. Yes, so I turned the water off because I had this feeling that something was wrong after a while. I go inside the house, and part of the garage and my room was flooded. Yes, not anywhere else in the house. Not anywhere else in the house. Just part of the garage, part of my room. So I'm just kind of having a moment like, what? So I'm really glad that actually I just washed some towels today, because here I actually just washed towels. So there's all these towels in the dryer. I'm pulling out towels. I'm throwing them on the floor, and there was some blankets that were dirty, and well, that was good too, I guess. When I get the blankets that are dirty, I throw them on the floor, I get a mop, I'm doing all these things, I'm moving stuff around, and in the midst of it though, I'm just like, really, I start to be focused on Abba in a way that I hadn't before. I mean, today being Shabbat, I was thinking about him, but my heart was just, I tell you, that's how he's just amazing, because then it was like, what I received from this was how beautiful it was, that he will do anything. He loves us so much, he'll do anything to grasp us, to bless us. And if we're not, we could get upset about it, but for me it was like, it was so peaceful once I realized that it was him. He allowed this to happen to get my attention and to refocus. And really what I learned was how nothing here, I was reminded, I should say, because I know this, but nothing here on this earth, I mean, it doesn't matter. The material things don't matter. I had things get wet in my room, and I thought, oh, this, what kind of damage are we going to have here? But it actually was not that bad at all. I'll tell you something else too. I'm an artist. I paint, I draw, and I had a big sketchbook with a lot of very special drawings of mine. And the most amazing thing was the way that the sketchbook was sitting on the floor, kind of like sideways, was that all the drawings that had to do with angels and the heavens and Israel, all those were fine. None of those were ruined. There was only one artwork that got some water damage, and it wasn't even that bad. And that was a picture of a drawing I'd been doing of my horses. And I know that my horses are a blessing from Abba, but this is something else I'll tell you that I know I have put a lot into my horses lately. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. I mean, God knows what we love to do. However, I realized, as I thought about what happened, and I saw the drawing, I realized that my top priority all the time, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what's happening in my life, always needs to be HShem. His studying His Word, and not just studying His Word, drinking in His presence, and not just drinking in His presence, also giving to those around me, not just taking, because that's not what we're supposed to do. Yes, God blesses us, that's what He loves to do for us, but to give the gifts that He's given us, to bless others with them. So it was really just a reminder, and I had to share with you that. Yeah, so there was some water. Still don't know what really went wrong, what's going on, but it wasn't so bad. I got it all cleaned up, and Baruch Hashem, that out of all of it I learned something. I was reminded and blessed, and I do believe that Abba is really speaking to us all the time. Thank you, Abba, for that. Thank you for this beautiful Shabbat and this wonderful time. Thank you. Yes, for everything, for everyone. And thank you that even when we are out of sorts, that you remain faithful, that you are strong. Amayn. Amayn. And that He loves us still. As a friend of mine was reminding me, yes, no matter what, He draws us back. Thank you, my friend. In case you're watching or listening, that was really beautiful, what you shared with me. So thank you. And yeah, I'm just excited about what things are to come now. Very excited about the future. Always should be in the present right now. Yes. I also read Isaiah 58 today, and it's talking about, Abba's talking about how He does not want just basically a fast where you're just lamenting. He wants a fast where you are clothing the needy, or giving food to the hungry. Once again, giving yourself. And some other things that have happened lately, some things I've seen, that just a reminder of giving. If you're not able to give, sometimes we are in a situation where we're like, how are we even going to give 10%? Because we have to give our tithe. That's not the only way. Money is not the only way that you can give. You can give of yourself, and Abba will bless you. Hashem will bless you. Amayn. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all. Shalom, shalom, Shavua Tov. I hope you had an amazing Purim. I'm sorry I didn't make a video about that. It's a lot's been going on, but I hope it was a blessed one. Hope you had a great Purim, and pretty soon we got Pesach coming up. So excited. Yes. I love trying to figure out like all the different kinds of matzah, pizzas, and sandwiches and stuff. It's just great. But if you're like me, where you eat gluten-free, it's not too big of a difference unless you eat gluten-free bread. Well, anyways, that's another matter. We'll talk more about Pesach another time. Shalom, shalom. I love you all. Take care.